Hey guys, I forgot to show you how to assemble this one. This is the one-step inequalities that we just finished. I think you guys know how to stack those up, but just find a page on your in your notebook before that you want to put this on and put the title up there. Those are one-step inequalities. I won't bore you with showing you how to put the wheel together, but at least give your page a title. And I forgot to do that in the last video. So in this one, we're looking at multi-step inequalities, or two-step they call them. So let's go ahead. This is memory piece number 11, and I'm going to pull mine down just a bit so I can put the title. These are two-step inequalities. If we were doing this in a high school class, I would even have you to build a table of contents for your book so that you could find these quickly if you needed to refer to them. So I recommend doing that. I used to teach with adult ed, and I did this all the time with our interactive notebooks. We would always do a table of contents because these get pretty thick and you can have quite a few pages to go through. So build you a table of contents if you want to do that. Alright, I want to start with this section. This is a two-step inequality with addition. So for me, on example, that is yellow. And we want to, of course, draw the power t and start moving pieces around. Have variable and constant. So I need to move that positive 7. And we do that by minusing 7. And we have negative 7x and negative, what's that, 63. Then I'm going to divide by a negative 7. And remember, when you multiply or divide by a negative, you reverse the sign. So instead of greater than equal to, it becomes less than equal to x and positive 9 on that side. So let's draw the solution box and then graph this solution. It is at 9 positive, so put your interval in there. It's closed. And then it is pointing to the left. It's less than positive 9. Don't forget that reversing thing if you multiply or divide by a negative. Okay, your turn. We have power t, variable, and constant. I'm going to move the 16. Cancel 5x, negative 30. I'm dividing by a positive 5 this time. So x is less than or equal to negative 6. Draw the interval at negative 6. It is closed. And we are going below. Okay, example right here. My pen is getting low, so I'm going to speed up just a hair. I don't want to run out of battery power. So draw the power t, variable, constant, plus 4, plus 4, negative 11x, negative 11. Be careful, we're dividing by negative 11. So what happens to that arrow? You got it. It flips the other way, and then we have a 1, positive 1. So to graph this one, I'm going to put the circle at positive 1. It is an open interval, and we shade to the left. Your turn. Draw the power t. Variable, constant. Add 3, add 3, cancel, copy, negative 15, divide by negative 3. So remember to reverse your arrow, and that's a positive 5. So let's put our interval at positive 5. It's open, and we shade above the interval. The example of multiplying. We have some distribution to do right here. 4 times x is 4x. 4 times 3 is 12, and that is greater than 0. So power t, variable and constant, and let's move the 12. We're subtracting it. So we have 4x and negative 12. Divide by a positive 4. So you get x is greater than negative 3. Put your interval at negative 3. It's open, and you shade above. Your turn. Distribute. Negative 4 times x is negative 4x. Negative 4 times negative 4 is positive 16. Less than equal to 32. Power t, variable and constant. So I'll move the 16. I'm left with negative 4x and 16 on this side. Divide by negative 4. So the sign, the arrow reverses, and your answer over here, your constant, is a negative 4. Put the interval at negative 4. It's closed, and you shade above the negative 4. Okay, let's take a look at the division example. And I'm actually going to show you 2 methods to do this one, and you can decide which method you prefer. Let's do the shorter method first. Okay. So here is the power t, and here's variable, here's constant. I'm going to multiply both sides by 2. And what that's going to do for me is to cancel that 2. So I'm left with x plus 8, and that was a positive 2, so we don't reverse our sign. 1 times 2 is 2. And then I will move the 8. So I'm left with x is greater than or equal to negative 6. That is by far the shorter way, and probably the way I would do it. But I am, and this is a closed interval, sorry, I am going to show you the other way using the distributive division, just in case your college professors or possibly your high school children have questions about that. You will know how to do it. But this is the solution for that one. Let me show you an alternate way to do it. Either way is fine. So we have x plus 2. Let me try it again. X plus 8 over 2. X plus 8 over 2 is greater than equal to 1. Using that distributive property of division that you learned, this one will work that way as well. You have your variable side and your constant. So what we can do is put a ghost 1 there with the x, and I'm going to break that. I'm going to say the ghost 1x over 2 plus 8 over 2 is greater than equal to 1. Then 8 over 2 is 4, and this is 1/2 x plus 4 is greater or equal to 1. Move the 4. 1/2 x is greater than equal to negative 3. Multiply by positive 2 over 1. And you end up with x is greater than equal to negative 6 over 1, or negative 6. So you get the same answer. It's just that this method is quite a bit longer, but it will work. And I just wanted you, because we've covered the distributive property of division, just wanted you to know that that does work. It's just the way that I used in the wheel is a lot shorter. But you can do it either way you want to. Okay, on your turn, I'm going to go the short way. I want to get rid of the negative sign and the 10. So that's what I'm going to multiply. Now remember what happens when you multiply by a negative. What happens to your arrow? If you multiply or divide by a negative, what happens to your arrow? You have to reverse it. So you have to be careful about that. That can crop up anytime. But we are going to cancel those 10s and the negative. Let me put in the power t. There's variable and there's constant. So we're left with, we copy what we didn't cancel. Oh, the arrow has to reverse. And then on the other side, negative 3 times negative 10 is positive 30. Then we minus 15. And we have x is less than 15. And that is standardized for us already. And so we put our interval in, and it's open, and then go below that interval. Okay, the last thing we have to do is related to the signs. And let's just review. If you have an open interval, and remember that looks like this, that means that you have less than or greater than. If you have a closed interval, and remember that looks like this, that means that your sign is either less than equal to or greater than equal to. If your arrows are pointing to the left, you shade to the left. So less than or less than equal to. If your arrows are pointing to the right, which would be greater than or greater than equal to, you will shade to the right. And always remember, if you multiply or divide by a negative, reverse the arrow. Okay. That is a very thorough review of two-step inequalities. So when you put this wheel together, this is one of the pieces that you need to review before a test. Make sure that you can do all those examples before a test and that you understand all of the rules, and you should be fine on inequalities on a test. I honestly do not know what the next video is about, but whatever it is, I'm sure it will be lots of fun, and I will see you in that one very soon. Have a great day.